The church of tomorrow morning is in session. Let's begin.
We're not poor. We're just broke. Our money goes in one direction, away from us, and we're some of America's most conspicuous consumers. We are a $1.1 trillion annual economy. If we were a nation, we would be the 16th richest nation in the entire world. But again, our money goes in one direction, away from us, and we're some of America's most conspicuous consumers. And we will not stop buying from people who will not support us. We are addicted to consumption. We do not produce anything that we buy, and we do not sell anything that we purchase. We just consume. There was an interesting article on the front page of USA Today. And here's what this article said about Negroes in America. The black baby boomers will be the first generation of Africans in America to raise another generation of Africans in America that will not do better than them. So in the 400-year history of our people, Mr. Hill, in this country, we are the only generation to raise another generation that will be worse off. We collectively need our asses kicked. And you can count me out of that. I will not contribute to that egregious statistic.
He said that we were broke. I said that broke is without money, penniless, bankrupt, broken, tamed, trained, or reduced to submission, broken down, shattered, or collapsed with use or age, out of working order, broken heart from disappointment in love, disillusionment, complete despair. I tell you, black folks, we all are those. Not just broke, we're brokenhearted. Today at the churches tomorrow morning, we're going to show you two men and one collaborator. See if you can figure out which ones are which.
As I sat and listened to the beginning of this debate, my heart simply broke.
Rather than prioritizing the safety of law-abiding and protecting the lives of innocent residents and visitors, district officials have actively facilitated dysfunction and chaos through their progressive soft-on-crime policies. Instead of addressing the clear epidemic of youth crime in the city, the D.C. City Council increased the age of youth offenders to individuals 24 years old and younger, meaning fully grown legal adults in the District of Columbia can receive sentences meant for children. This is simply insane.
Imagine being a young man born to Jamaican and Panamanian parents who messed up not once but twice. Imagine standing in front of a judge with your whole future hanging in the balance, and instead of prison, you are given a promise of mercy. Your record gets wiped clean. You get a second chance at life. Now imagine taking that promise and turning it into promotion. You go to college, you get a job, and even become a member of Congress. That's what redemption looks like. That's what America is supposed to be about. And that is exactly the story of the next wannabe governor from Florida. As a young man, he went through pretrial diversion for misdemeanor marijuana possession. As an adult, yet younger than 24, he was charged with and ultimately placed on probation for felony bribery charges, which ultimately were 2 expunged. He was given a third chance, and now he's the face of a bill that would not afford young people in Washington, D.C. the same opportunities afforded to him. Let me be real. If he had grown up under Donald Trump's America or under the very D.C. crime bill he's pushing today, he wouldn't be standing here as a member of Congress. He'd still be living with the weight of those charges. So let's call this what it is, opportunities for me, but not for thee. He climbed the ladder of redemption, and now he's yanking it right up from the D.C. youth. See, most of us were taught to lift as you climb, but clearly some have forgotten to lift as they climb, and now they are committed to telling the next generation to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I will not sit quiet while a man who was saved by grace turns around and tries to snatch grace away from others. As I sat...
Now, Jasmine was talking about a member of Congress. He looks like me, but he's far from me. You see, he wears suits. I've always talked about something that I heard a long time ago in the meetings. You can put a suit on a garbage can, but it'll still be a garbage can, because you can't take the rottenness out of a person. Anytime someone benefits from something but yanks it out from people that look just like him, he can't be for you. He's a collaborator.
The whole world belongs to black people.
Don't you believe that the black and white can live side by side in harmony?
If I said yes, that don't make it right, because they can't. I was in Milwaukee just meddling the other day. Didn't nobody see me. And I saw white people, white babies, white girls, and they just was jeering and they hate and they just evil as they can be, coming to kill and shoot and throw bricks at Negroes.
You're talking,
and this is as a whole.
But you're talking in particulars when you must talk in general.
Why is it you don't, your whole conversation now is to keep Negroes with you? Why you don't want us to leave you?
Well, because
scared, you seem to be
Negro
so
people
scared.
are every bit as good as white people.
As good as white people.
Right. They're all the same. They're all God's
We're
people.
not same. We're not all God's people, because if whites was God's people, they wouldn't treat us like they do.
And Cassius, you're talking.
I'm not Cassius. You still calling me. I can't get
Or
on with you.
Mohammed, you're talking in
I'm not no
particulars
white
when
man.
you have to talk in general.
So you want to keep calling me a white man's name? I'm not white. I don't want to be called after your name no more. I'm not no slave. I'm Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, talking about the differences in cultures. Well, if we all the same, how come you don't see any young white men dangling from trees hung? Oh, suicide. How come they don't pour gasoline on white people and burn them at the picnics? Let me tell you something. There's another issue I have. There's a word called plagiarism that I'm going to talk about later, but we can talk about it briefly. The rich people that I know that we don't even see anymore because they have so much money, where did they get their money from? Where did they get their information from? Where did they get their civilization from? We're supposed to be the same. But if that's the truth, and only 10% or 1% own the majority of wealth, not just in America, look at Africa. They're the richest continent in the world. But yet, they seem domestically as the poorest one. Look at America. We spend the most money as black people, but we have the least in our communities and in our pocket, because we consumers. We don't make anything, but we consume everything. We get a check and we give it right back to the person who gave it to us. But the funny thing is, they don't call you a citizen. They call you a slave. And people come from all over to America that don't look like us, and they come on soil and they automatically a citizen. You steal all the information. You steal all the minerals. Then you talk about plagiarism and how lazy black people are. But I tell you, who are the savages, who are the thieves, and who are the murderers?